I have been a digital nomad for 8 months now, and as someone with autism and ADHD, there have been some amazing moments as well as some challenges. Here's what's been great and not so great about traveling while neurodivergent. If you're new here, I'm Lucy. Welcome to NeuroTraveler, where I'm sharing my experience as I'm navigating the world as a slow traveler and digital nomad. If you'd like more of this content, please subscribe. This helps little channels like mine, and hit the like button if you'd like more content. All right, let's get into it. I want to start off with something a little positive here to get started. One of the things that I find really refreshing is I can really take a break whenever I want. So if I'm somewhere at a museum or out at a market and I don't really want to stay, I can literally just leave. That's actually been very refreshing. I've traveled with several different friends, family before, and you have to kind of stick with someone else's schedule. So that's a positive, I would say. Confusion, getting lost, and meltdowns in a foreign country or airport. I've talked about this a little bit in my video about how I navigate the airport and what I always pack in my carry-on bag. This really kind of helps with a lot of sensory overload and even with confusion of navigating the airport. But it's one of the challenges that I still have every single time I enter an airport. There's also not knowing the local language as well as you would like, and not really being able to get your point across if you need help. So this is definitely one of the challenges. I mean, I think this is a challenge for a lot of people, if you're going to a different place that you've never been before. But I really think for a lot of neurodivergent people, especially if you have sensory issues, it's very important to carry around a lot of your items that would really help you, your STEM toys, your headphones, even for me, pen and paper can help with, communication at times when that can be very tricky. The next one is safe foods, which depending on what your safe food is, can be either a challenge or a positive. For me personally, as I've been traveling around, Latin America, South America, I have an easier time. My safe food is rice and beans, so that's pretty easy to find in most places, I would say. But, if you have a specific brand of, meats or, dairy or things like that, that you always have in your home country, that is definitely going to be tricky. Either you may be able to find it, but it's going to be so much more expensive because it's an import, or you may not be able to find something that is comparable. So yeah, this can honestly just depending on, your own issues with foods and what your safe food is, whether or not this would be a challenge or a good thing. For me so far, it's actually been okay because, yeah, again, my safe food is rice and beans. Another challenge would be that routines are harder to maintain. So if you're someone who needs routine, that can be tricky. I personally slow travel so that I'm able to build up a little bit of a routine, but then also for my ADHD, have a little bit of spontaneity as well. So I'm able to stay for at least a few months in one location, in one, accommodation, a hotel or Airbnb or co-living situation where I have my own space, but then I'm able to build up a little bit of a routine. So that's a little easier, but then I also do have, a new area to explore as well. So for me, that is very helpful, but I can't say that it isn't a challenge. It is definitely a challenge, especially if you need to stick to a routine and have everything kind of in its place. You're in a new space, so not everything is going to be the same, obviously. Another positive I would say for me is that I get to immerse myself in my special interest, kind of whenever I want, as long as I'm not working. My special interest actually is language learning as well as Marie Antoinette. I like to be able to, try to learn the language. I'm still learning Spanish right now. I actually went to a language exchange very recently, which was really cool and helpful so that I can actually learn how to speak with other people in a foreign language. So, but yeah, they were also learning English, so it was a really cool exchange in that regard. Another challenge would be getting lonely. As I said, I do pick my accommodations where I have my own space, but then I'm also near other people, so I can always kind of be isolated where I need to, but then, I always have someone, whether it be in a co-living situation or even at an Airbnb where I've stayed with family, like maybe in their loft or like an empty room that they have that they're renting out. And so I'm able to have someone that, oh, hey, where is there what cafe would you recommend? Or where's there a nearby museum or art show or anything like that, or any point of interest, that they may suggest to me. So yeah, I'm able to have kind of a solitary area that I can be in, but then also be able to have other people to speak with when I am feeling a little lonely. So, even if that's just for suggestions or living in a co-living situation for a little bit, like I currently am now in Medellin. So that's actually very, very helpful. I have someone that I can go out with to my language exchange, and I'm not just alone trying to navigate by myself. They've already been here for a little while, so that has actually been very, very helpful. Now, this list isn't solidified, as I learn more about myself and as I'm traveling, there are things that may change on this list or may be added to this list. And I know that not all neurodivergent people will have the same challenges or have the same positive, things that I do specifically with, maybe routines or, even safe foods, things like that. If you're neurodivergent and you've been traveling, please leave a comment below, and let us know, share any of your tips and challenges that may be an issue for you. Also, anything that's positive that you may think of as well. There we have it. So that's my list of the things that I've had some challenges with, as well as some of the positive things that have happened as I've been traveling the world. And if you'd like to learn more, like to follow me on my journey, please like, share, subscribe, and well, I'll see you next time. Bye.